Cria shearing time. Here's little Alvey. So these ropes are just the right tightness to hold him still. Off comes his little neck tag. Got Sam helping Colin today. So we shear Cria in exactly the same way as adults. So you take the blanket part off first. It's actually not useful for spinning because the staple length is too short. But you get some idea now of the sort of quality of fibre we might expect. Which looks quite nice for Alvey. Now the back is obviously the easiest part because it doesn't have wrinkles in the skin. And you can see that Alvey is being turned over his tummy. You never roll them over their back. And he's being held still by his head, but in a way that doesn't cause them any harm. Now that sandbag is weighted at the end, it's not in the middle, so it doesn't stop him breathing or anything like that. And then the fibre here is going to be kept, and it'll go to be used for Kids Craft Kit on our open day, which is the 10th of September this year, if anyone wants to come. It's going to be free kids activities this year. So you can see he can still move with these ropes, but they're just enough that keeps the skin nice and taut. And if they have this shearing experience, doesn't seem to put them off being shorn. They're not frightened by it. I have a whole pen of mums and Crias. Some are shorn, some aren't. We're about a third of the way through now. And you can see, although they're all staying together, this means that when the Cria go back in with the mums, then they can go straight back under mum and she accepts them back without a problem. So now we've got the delicate bits to do. So we don't want him to be castrated too young. They can't be done until they're 18 months old. And getting this fibre off, this baby fibre, it's like Velcro, everything sticks to it. So getting that off him will stop him getting twigs and brambles and things like that stuck into the fibre. Now, things stuck in the fibre, it can cause skin issues, but it can also be areas where flies can lay eggs and then they can get fly strike. And in really fluffy Cria, early summer next year is probably the highest risk time for a fly strike episode for a Cria, because it's so hard to see that there's a problem when they're first, when it first starts, so you don't know until it's quite bad. Luckily, we don't have many flies here. So very, very carefully round the eyes, up the neck, getting him nice and tidy. He's trimmed a bit off the tail. That just stops it getting any poo on it and things like that. The fibre grows back quicker on the Cria. So there'll be a good length next May for adult shearing. Alvey is going to one of my volunteers, lovely home with Julie. So once he's weaned, he can head off to her and I'll get to see him again, which is lovely. I always like it when that happens. So we're just shaping his top knot to make sure it's not in his eyes, and then trimming the final leg. At this point, they loosen the ropes. Now, Colin is not kneeling on the neck. Don't worry, he has his weight on his knee and on his foot. For all of you who like to tell me that Colin knelt on them, he doesn't put full weight ever onto the animal. This is all done to be the safest possible way for the animal. And now we do the little bit on the chest between the front legs. Another area that's really a high risk of getting stuff caught in it, and also really high risk that it could cut the skin if it went wrong. So there we are, little Alvey is done. and I'm going to follow him back to the pen. They've been getting up, looking a little bit surprised, feeling very different, because this is the first significant handling they've had as well. So there we go, up we go, and Colin's going to put him back into the pen, and off he goes. Hey, little one. There you are, Alvey. What do you reckon to your new haircut? You need a good brush off. Don't you look lovely? Well done, Alvey.